We're back. I'm Jardin Macdonald. Nice to meet you guys. I've been with Ocean First and the team since October 2024. Um, and I'm from Australia originally. I came over to the States 2007 and I came down to the Florida Keys in 2009. And I've been in the dive industry ever since. So it's been a good amount of time. I'm one of the older people down here now, unfortunately. But I worked at Rainbow Reef Dive Center as a staff training coordinator. I was there for 11 years. I helped try and build that up. I worked at NOAA as a marine technician and on the mooring buoy team. So we had over 700 buoys in the whole system from south of Miami all the way down to Key West. And there was a team of 6 of us that just helped maintain, put in new ones, and take care of that. And I was at Florida International University as a senior marine operations specialist with the Aquarius underwater habitat in Islamorada. So that was really cool. Did a lot of work with government agencies. We worked with NASA. We did different things like that. So very cool. And I've sort of been around the block down here, and happy to be at Ocean First and show you guys what we're all about. So there's your overview up there for you guys. I also want everybody to see Oscar. This is Oscar. Everyone say hi, Oscar. Hi, Oscar. So this is Oscar, one of our resident Goliath groupers. I'm going to show you some of the fish and species we have here as well, but he's definitely a resident that you guys want to come down and see. So Ocean First Key Largo, we're actually in the dive capital of the world down here in Key Largo, which is a pretty cool thing to be. We're on the 3rd largest barrier reef system in the world, and that's within the United States. We're the #1, obviously, so it's a pretty big deal. Not a lot of people know that. So we've got the team I'll introduce you to shortly, but very experienced professionals, and we're all about helping the marine environment. And we do offer something to experience every aspect of the local environment. So, diving, snorkeling, if you want to try new things, we're all about that. So, yeah. Our team, you met me. I'm the general manager here. I also drive the boats. I teach. I love free diving and basically everything in the water. So if there's anything you guys want to do in the water, come see me. I'm all about that as well. Al, she's our head instructor. You see Al with the Alicia Carlson with the green sea turtle there. She's been diving down here nearly as long as I have. Just tons of experience teaching, guiding, working the boats. Jackson, the big fella making the OK sign, he actually came to me from Colorado. He just walked up on the boat one day, and it was a good fit. And he's been a great addition to the team. Keith, bottom left, the big fella, captain. He dive masters, he mates, he does it all. Elisa in the middle, another one of our main instructors, camp counselor, does all the marketing stuff as well and conservation. And then we got the big fella Troy, doing everything and anything that he can to help us out. So, guys, the big difference with us, as opposed to ABC dive shops and that down here, one of the biggest things is our facility. So at our facility in our backyard, we literally have a confined and open water training in Jules Lagoon. And this is this nice picture on the right-hand side, big rainbow. And it's the home of America's only underwater hotel. Yep, you heard that right. Underwater hotel. It's 22 feet deep to go up inside. I actually stayed the night there a couple of nights ago for the first time. So you can ask me questions later. Very cool. But everything's right there, and it's on our doorstep. So you see our boats in the background here. We've got our 2 boats. We've got access to hundreds of dive sites from where we're docked. And we're pretty close to both airports. Miami's only an hour away and an hour and a half to Fort Lauderdale. So you have options as far as coming and seeing us down here. All right. So what we offer I like to call it a boutique style of diving. What does that mean? It means that when you come dive with us on our boats, you're not going to be on a cattle boat. There's not going to be 30 other divers and you're all cramped in. I've done that. I don't like it. I'm sure you guys don't either. So we're sort of the opposite. This is a cool little picture right in the middle here of a summer camp that we did, but we try and, limit it up to 12 divers on the boats. Usually we're running with 4 to 8 people. So it just makes it nice, spread out. We're going to the dive sites that us as the guides, instructors, like where we want to go. So if we see 20 other boats out at the main dive sites, we're going somewhere else because I don't want to dive around other people. You guys don't want to dive around the people. And so we're really trying to, cater our dive sites and what we offer to our customers. So I think you guys will find out as we go along here that that's what we're doing. Private charters. We do lots of private charters, very reasonably priced. Have the boat to yourself if anyone's interested in that, and citizen science, all the rest of it. So, what makes us special? Well, one thing that makes us special is we're the only B Corp certified dive company in the industry. Tell me if anyone knows what that means. Some people, okay. Uh, Benefit corporations, they're for-profit organizations, but they have to score a minimum of 80 points on the B impact assessment, okay? And it's customers, community, environment. So our assessment, our score currently is 88.7. It's pretty high. The median score for ordinary businesses is 50.9. And in 2016, when we first became certified as a B Corp, our score was 80. So we're just trying to keep getting better. And we're doing that based on the experiences you guys have and the information you're telling us. So our boats. Look at that guy. Look at the lazy guy on the left, not doing anything. Unbelievable. That's one of our boats, guys. That's Blazing Blue. We have 2 U.S. Coast Guard certified vessels. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that they get mandatory inspections every year. We get them pulled out every year. Doing all the things we have to do to be certified. They're both 30 feet long. Okay, the boat type is Island Hopper, which is a perfect boat down here in the Keys. They're diesel engines, 6.7 liters, and they're capable of doing close to 30 knots. It's pretty quick, especially when you think about we're not putting 30 divers on. We've got, 6 to 10. We're cruising out to the reefs, and we're only going 40, 45 minutes, and we're at our dive spot. And that is from our dock, okay? We're also a Blue Star operator. And what the Blue Star means, it's a program designed by the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary that we certified to be a part of that helps protect the sanctuary down here. So we're on that as well, and we're trying to do the right thing by the local environment. Let me tell you about our training site and our cool thing. So the Jules Lagoon is a full training facility. And what I mean by that is we train open water divers. We train all the way up to instructors to become instructors. And all of these classes in between happen daily at the lagoon. The street downlines, there's a platform you can see like on the picture on the left, the big squares, a platform 6 to 7 feet for doing confined water skills. People come do buoyancy, all that good stuff. And the cool thing with this lagoon too is we're getting all sorts of different animals in there. So, we get manatees in here a lot. Like we'll be walking into work and there's literally manatees sitting there in the water. They'll be going over the divers. I dove there 2 days ago. There was a shark in the rocks under there. We get seahorses. All these cool little things come into the lagoon. So it's pretty neat about that. The picture in the middle, this is pretty neat too. This is a photo of inside the underwater hotel. So this is the common room or the living area, if you will. Sit down there. They've got a ton of cool DVDs, Shark's Tale, all the good stuff. So that's pretty neat. But there's also a kitchen down there. And when you do stay, you have someone like myself or some of the crew down here. When you want food, so for example, dinner, you call me up, you'll say, hey, Jardin, I'm hungry. I want some Chinese food. I go get the Chinese food. I come back. I dive underwater 22 feet. I pop up in the little air bell, have everything inside a big case, and then I drop your food off to you while you're dry inside the underwater hotel. So it's pretty neat, crazy thing that we have at our backyard. The picture on the bottom right, obviously, is from inside looking out from the living room. So on that, and because it's in our backyard, we're really trying to help keep the lagoon clean. So we have 2 muck blasters, the picture here on the left, that pushes like all the silt out, and it's giving us this like rock substrate bottom instead of having a silty bottom that, you know, I'm sure we dove in different quarries and stuff like that. And because of that, we're getting more animals too, like parrotfish, we're getting barracuda, different like damselfish. So it's making a difference. And the other part of it is, and here's Jackson on the right, we've got 2 of these DPVs, and we're actually using them as blowers and like a massive like portable fan as well to manually do that. So we're trying to do our part to get better training conditions and see all the cool stuff. So when you come down Ocean First Key Largo, you guys are actually getting a brand new look. No one's seen it yet. You're getting sort of the first look at Bungalow Bay. And Bungalow Bay has been a year in the making. We have 6 over-the-water bungalows, and the picture on the left got red, yellow, blue. We've got 6 over-the-water bungalows that we're going to start having people come down and stay from December 1st. And these are the actual photos of inside. So you've got your kitchen here, nice countertops, floor is good. The middle picture is in, these bungalows are in our little marina. So the sunrise, it actually like comes straight over the bungalow. So it's a beautiful sunrise for you early morning risers. And then the view of a night with the stars and everything is absolutely beautiful. So you see the 4th picture, you know, we've got all the beds queen size. I've got some set up with a big queen and then a couple of bunk beds on the other side. And then the other ones, we've got 4 bunk beds. But all the bunks are queens as well. Okay. But they're all custom built. We did it the right way. We also have plenty of accommodation right near us. Okay. So if you don't want to do the bungalows, which granted, that being said, from the bungalows as well, you can walk from the bungalows. It's on the property right beside us. So you can walk from the bungalows to our boats to go out diving. So everything is right there. You leave your stuff there, come out, dive with us, and then you walk back to your bungalows and good to go. But if you do want to stay in a hotel as well, that's fine. We can hook up with Holiday Inn. We have a Courtyard Marriott right near us, Waterside Suites. All of these hotels I'm showing you are within a 3-mile radius. So everything is very close, okay? So partnerships. So one thing that we've really been trying to do at Ocean First Key Largo is develop partnerships with some local organizations and that down here as well. So Ocean First Institute is one that's right beside us. We've done trips with them doing shark research on our boats, the boats that you saw. We went out a few months ago. We caught some tiger sharks. We caught some bonnet heads, reef sharks, nurse sharks. So, you know, we're teaming up with them, as much as possible. Reef, CRF, we do a lot of trips with CRF, and what they're doing is they come on the boats and they're bringing, their divers, and then they're either cleaning corals or they're transplanting coral that they've grown, coming out and planting it on different spots on the reef. And like, we're talking staghorn coral, elkhorn, boulder corals, star corals. So they're doing all these different corals and growing them and helping replenish the reefs down here. Dive Hut's a big one that I'm very involved in. Company out of Illinois, but they're building confidence, independence, and individuals with disabilities through adaptive scuba diving. So that's a big one that we're working with. Marine Lab is right next door to us. Lots of citizen science projects we do with them, and then also JASIS and iCare as well. So lots of partnerships down here if you're interested in any of this. So some of the reef sites. So this picture on the left is this was a postcard day out in Key Largo. Our reef line lies about 5 to 6 miles offshore. So it's 5 to 6 miles out. And as I said, from our dock, about 40, I'd say 45 minutes at the most at our furthest reef. Reef on the left is Molasses Reef. It has 32 different mooring buoys on there. So you can tie up 32 different spots. The picture of the Fire Coral Cave, there's Oscar again, our Goliath grouper. But that's a picture from Fire Coral Cave on the south end of Molasses Reef, one of my favorite spots. Banana Patch is known for the spotted eagle rays. They just hang around. Snapper Ledge obviously gets its name from the snapper. Christmas Tree Cave is on French Reef, and if you like swim-throughs, I like swim-throughs. So if you like swim-throughs, this is a reef that has lots of like cool swim-throughs, and like sometimes you get sharks in there or ray or eels in there. It's pretty neat. You're like going right by them, and they're just sitting there and enjoying their time. Crash of the Abyss, you guys have all seen the pictures of that. And Elbow Reef has some really nice Elkhorn coral, like pictured here. So there's some of our reef sites that we have. We've also got some cool shallow shipwrecks out here. So the shipwrecks we have, all three of these shipwrecks went down, some of them in the early 1900s, some in 1942 for the Benwood, but they're real wrecks, which means that they ran aground. They weren't put down on purpose, and because they've been down there so long, they are all these crazy, intense fish life that live on them, just because they're developed their own ecosystem. So we like all three of these guys. 25-foot depth, sort of for the City of Washington, Hanna and Bell. The Benwood, you can get sort of 48 off the bow, but like most of it's like 25, 30 feet depth. And the Benwood and the City of Washington we use for our night dives a lot too. Nice to be able to navigate on a shipwreck at night, and also the turtles. Like the Benwood at night, you're probably seeing like 6 to 8 turtles every night. We're getting green sea turtles, loggerheads, hawksbills. So there's a lot of combination of fish and cool things that we have on our wrecks. We've got some deep wrecks too. So if you're a bit more adventurous and you want to get after some of the big stuff, these 3 wrecks are some of my favorite wrecks in the world. The Spiegel Grove, 510 feet long. It's got 4 floors of swim-throughs, 4 levels of hallways and cutouts that they've made for divers to go through and check out the shipwreck. So if you're really big on the swim-throughs, Spiegel Grove's the way to go. And then the Bibb and the Duane are sister ships. And that means that they're the same Treasury class cutter, Coast Guard cutters. And then they got sunk on purpose, same as the Spiegel, went down at the same time. But they've been down in 87, so same thing, lots of big life. Spiegel Grove, big Goliath groupers, lots of big reef sharks coming in and around. The Bibb and the Duane, the Bibb is my favorite because it's got a lot of bull sharks. So if you want something a bit more adventurous, the Bibb and the Duane, you can almost guarantee that you're going to see 1 to 4 bull sharks on any given dive. And they just sort of circumnavigate the wreck. But it's really kind of cool because you're just diving along and they'll check you out and you get this amazing experience without going, too far away to try and get that. All 3 of these wrecks do have some strong current. So we usually leave them best for experienced divers, advanced divers, and we do a lot of deep and wreck specialties on these as well. All right, night dives. We do night dives every Friday night. Why? Because they're cool. That's why. So what makes them cool in Key Largo, we get in, this picture in the middle at the bottom, we get in right on dusk or right in twilight. And what happens there is we're getting all the reef fish that are running around during the day, you start seeing them going to sleep, and all the animals that are sleeping, they start come awake right at that twilight zone. And you don't have to get in where it's super dark straight away and you can't see. Your eyes are adjusting, so you can see everything, and then as it gets darker, you turn your light on, and it's good to go. But lots of sea turtles down here. We've got Caribbean reef squid, like this little picture in the middle. And then the other cool thing we have on the night dives, coming in and out of our dock, the picture on the left, we're going through these mangrove, almost like mangrove runways. So it's really neat. You're seeing like herons and ospreys and all these cool animals of a night as well, going through there. So I like them. I think they're pretty cool. And I think our staff, and I think you will too. Alrighty. So I'm going to take you guys, diving with us for the day. So just bear with me 1 second here. Do a bit of this.
Welcome to Ocean.
Like this. Whoop. Like this. This one. All right, guys. Here we go.
Welcome to Ocean First Key Largo. Come with us for a day of diving. Thanks for joining us for a day of diving, guided by instructor Al. Here's what some of our guests have to say about their experiences.
All right, MJ, what's your favorite thing about coming out with Ocean First?
Well, the crew was absolutely amazing. They accommodated our needs and even took us to a second spot right after we saw Christ.
Awesome.
Visibility was amazing, they were amazing, and I can't wait to be back.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Matt, what was your favorite part of diving with Ocean First?
The best crew in Key Largo.
What was your favorite part of going out with Ocean First today?
Well, of course, the captain. The sharks. Love the sharks.
All right.
We saw 3 different sharks. We saw a turtle, and we saw fevers of eagle rays. It was amazing, and the boat is amazing, and Highly recommend.
And we did a night dive tonight. How do you feel about the night dive? What was your favorite part? Where'd we go?
We went to the SS Binwood, and turtles everywhere. Perfect twilight drop. It was amazing.
Axel, what was your favorite part about diving with Ocean First?
Looking at all the fish, seeing all the coral, and the overall feeling of like floating in the water was pretty cool. And this was a pretty amazing experience. Your favorite part of diving with Ocean First today?
The expertise. You took us to places that weren't crowded. You guys knew exactly where to see great fish. Seamless. It was awesome.
All right, guys. So that's it from me.
Awesome, Jardin.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, please.
If anyone has any questions, you can unmute, but I did see one question in there for you, Jardin. One was, they asked if there's any coral bleaching that's happening down there right now.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think, the Florida Keys and, also most of the world obviously have been suffering some bleaching. The last year we had some pretty high water temperatures. This year the water temperatures haven't been as high, so we're getting less bleaching this year. But we definitely have some bleaching, and that's also where some of our partners come in, iCare, CRF, where they're doing the best they can. They're growing coral, they're transplanting coral, and trying to build like another foundation as well. But that's a good question.